Well, happy Trans Awareness Week to us.
So far, the last decade has been very disappointing.
How are you handling it?
I learned to live out of spite a very long time ago. The vast majority of people who hate me and want me dead for the mere act of breathing as a transgender person are in the ground. Some by my own hand.
Allow me to play them the world's smallest violin. How stupid do you have to be to go against a vampire?
Most of them didn't know that until I was ripping the limbs from their torso.
Fair. And yeah, spite and rage work in a pinch if you can't lean on anyone else. Of course, then when you do have other things to live for, like friends, a couple of functional family relationships, a girlfriend, a good job, a culinary degree in the works.
It's an odd experience. Patrick has always been something of a cuddle monster, now he's even worse.
I've started carrying again, and Bob offered to enchant the gun and or bullets to always hit their target. And she doesn't even like guns.
Did you accept?
I don't need it. And she has better places to put her magical energy.
How are you handling the world's wrath?
Stress baking. Lots and lots of stress baking. Which is good, not just because of my job, but because we've got a cookbook coming out in 2 days, and making and selling the stuff in there like pistachio chocolate chunk cookies and scones and fudge is apparently really good marketing. Is it ethical to use people's grief in the wake of the election and Transgender Awareness Week to promote our product? I mean, look, we had the date picked out months ago as the best time to be both a holiday gift and something people can get if they want to bake the stuff in there for the holidays, including Thanksgiving. It's not our fault we've got to do this in Cheeto Man's shadow.
And I dare say that some of us deserve a sweet treat, even if we must make it ourselves. Speaking of which, I'll take 2 vegan Dragonfire muffins. Patrick's rather fond of them.
Fair enough.
We're starting the holiday drinks this early? I thought Bob had a strict no Christmas until after Thanksgiving rule. She has a strict no Christmas music until after Thanksgiving rule, and she typically waits at least a week after Halloween before busting out the winter flavors. Persephone's Latte. Dryad pomegranate flavor? Hell yeah. Well, at least we can bid farewell to pumpkin spice. You take that back. Pumpkin spice forever! You're so lucky you're pretty. So how are you doing, Receive Me? Well, I don't breathe fire when I'm pissed off, so I don't have the Wildlife Service putting me on a watch list. I did it in the middle of Lake Superior. No trees or boats anywhere around. They're just a bunch of crybabies. You staying off of socials? Mostly. You? I've gotten back into it. Most of my feed is flooded with people arguing whether or not books are political. No, they're not that stupid. Tell me readers aren't that stupid. Raythu, Corval, scaly light of my life. I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this. They are indeed that stupid. Hey, are cookbooks political? Because ours comes out tomorrow, and I want to know if it's gonna be tossed in a fire in a few years. Well, the author is queer, so fuck. Alright, so tell me again why I have to be in the cookbook promotion. I was only supposed to write the damn thing. Which is why you should also be the face of it. You know the product better than any of us. Whatever. I can't believe we actually have people following the cafe online. You're not giving away my recipes for free, are ya? Nah, just some shots of the treats themselves. Whatever works. So I just go? Yeah, just go. Okay. Hi, I'm Jennifer Charles, the head baker and kitchen manager at CaFae Latte. The last couple of weeks have fucking sucked, so you should get our cookbook. Language? I'm just telling it like it is. The holidays are coming up, so if you want to make a new dessert for your family, you should check out our cookbook. Just be sure to mark which cookies go to your smug MAGA uncle so you don't accidentally give yourself the laxative. Jennifer Charles, it's a genuine concern. Yeah, but legally we can't add that or else we're on the hook for aiding and abetting. For fuck's sake. If your friend's family and or girlfriend is currently depressed for reasons I cannot possibly think of, then, well, if you bake them something, they'll still be depressed, but at least they'll have some food in them, and you get to spend anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour focusing on making that food rather than literally anything else. That's accurate, but not quite the angle we're going for. Do you want me to just put the cover on screen and call it a day? Please. Hey Nicole, haven't seen you around lately. I've been busy. May I please have my usual hot chocolate? Sure. How are the kiddos? Bad. We have quite a few openly queer students at my school, one of them transgender. He's popular, likely because he's a theater kid, which is better than being a football star in terms of popularity around here. He and his friends were looking forward to Trans Awareness Week and had a plan for each day, making posters and skits that got into trans and genderqueer historical figures and mythology, but now they're all sad and terrified. Oof. Middle school's hard enough, but now you're old enough to realize that the government sucks and also hates you. Some of the boys are saying your body, my choice to the girls, which I send them to the principal for and try to talk to them about why that's so harmful, but it's not slowing them down. I try to give everyone an outlet for all their emotions, positive and negative, in my art class, but a lot of them don't see the point. What's a bit of paint going to do against this? Hey, come on, you know better than that. I do. I know the power of art, but it's not as strong as the power of policy. All the work, all that progress, and now we're going backwards. People are going to die from this. Makes me wonder what's the point. You forget. Boss and I came to this country in the 1840s. I saw the dying days of American slavery, the Civil War that ended it, emancipation, the first dozen or so black people elected to Congress, and the real changes they were bringing. And then I saw Jim Crow, and the century of horrors your grandfather had to go through and escape. I saw women get the right to vote, saw them take over all the factories that let us win World War II, and then I saw them pushed back into the kitchen and lobotomized for protesting. Same with queer and disability and workers' rights. This is how history goes. Progress is made and then slapped back down. But it does not stay down. It didn't end with Jim Crow and happy housewives, and it won't end here. Maybe the country will end. Maybe we've finally taken that fatal step from democracy to dictatorship, and within the next few generations, America will fracture and crumble and fall to rubble the way all empires eventually do. Or maybe we save it at the last minute. Either way, the people will endure, the way we always have. We won't be unscathed, and it's going to hurt like a bitch, but we have and will survive worse, no matter how hard they try. When you're in a fight, you don't win by going down at the first bad hit, or second, third, or 10th. You win by getting your ass back up and hitting back harder. So brush yourself off, drink your hot chocolate, and start swinging. Welcome to CaFae Latte. Today's specials are the pomegranate latte and the Hellfire apple cider. We also have blueberry scones, orange chocolate loaf cake, and matcha cookies, all from the official CaFae Latte cookbook that just came out. Cool. Can I just have a regular coffee, room for cream, and maybe a couple of those matcha cookies? Oh, sure. Let me get that on the screen for you. If you don't mind me asking, you seem frazzled, grieving. I know it's not my place, but are you all right? Yeah, I just recently broke up with my fiance. It had to be done. I don't regret it, but it's even the gentlest of breakups can still be terrible, especially if you're preparing to marry them. Did he cheat? No. After the election, he picked me up for our date and with a big smile asked me, "Did you see that Trump won?" You made the right call. Not everyone agrees. A lot of them are saying it's dumb to break up over politics. No, it's not. It's smart. Because politics have always been personal. Politics determines whether or not I'm going to be able to get the medical and mental health care I need as a working class queer woman. They determine whether I or my daughters will be able to get routine medical care even before you consider the potential for pregnancy. They determine whether my husband and I are going to be able to buy a house in a few years. If someone in my non-white family gets shot by a police officer, politics determines whether those officers are actually going to face justice or live to kill again. You can't tell someone you love them and then vote for the person who's going to take away their rights and freedoms and make it easier for people to harass, assault, and kill them. So yes, absolutely break up over politics, because they are and always have been a matter of life and death. I needed that. I also think you need some food. Here is your coffee, and here are your cookies. Stay as long as you need. Thanks. Asif and I are thinking about resigning. I can't have him as commander-in-chief again. The cafe could always use you full time, and we do offer full health and dental for employees and their families. Good to know. Hey babe, you got a minute?
Sure. Is something wrong?
Not really. I was just wondering what your Thanksgiving plans were.
Probably spend it with my parents. My dad's especially big on the holiday. He spends all day cooking, sometimes even starting the night before. They wanted me to ask if you were coming too, or if you preferred Christmas.
Both.
Don't you want to spend one of the holidays with your own family?
No, I'm cutting off my parents entirely.
What happened?
They decided that voting for the guy who promised but will probably fail to reduce the price of gas was more important than protecting the rights of their non-binary kid, and that of their daughter. Kelly's also cutting them off.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but I can't say I am.
What about your brother?
He didn't vote at all and is refusing to take sides. I'm not cutting him off, but I can't say I particularly care about maintaining that relationship either.
I'll tell my parents to expect you and Kelly.
Whoa, you're inviting her too?
She's my friend, your sister, and doesn't have parents anymore. Should we expect her for Christmas too?
Yeah. Thank you, babe. God damn it, where is the fucking pot?
Yeah, I'm almost done washing it.
Hurry the fuck up.
Whoa. What crawled in your ass and died this morning?
Not now.
You either tell me or you tell boss. You have no idea how badly I want to get high right now. One of those days.
Yeah, and I usually cope by stress baking, so if I could get that fucking pot...
You're going to hate yourself for yelling at the kid. Should you even be at work if you're feeling like this?
Yes, because at work I have to stay in this kitchen and concentrate on baking and making food and making sure you don't steal all the food. There is no chance or opportunity for me to find my old dealers and go get high in my apartment or in a ditch somewhere.
Well, what do you typically do when this mood strikes you on your days off?
Either stress bake or go to the firing range or spend a few hours with Nicole if she's feeling particularly athletic.
Here's the pot. What else did you need?
Thanks. Sorry. Anything and everything.
All right, then.
Can't won.
It's a Zen charm. The spell is designed to calm anxiety, but it's also been known to help with other types of stress. Did Cyrus bug you about this? It was my day off anyway. It's not a particularly powerful charm. I don't think it'll last longer than tomorrow morning. That's fine. Thank you, babe. You're welcome.
What about me? Do I get a thank you?
Yeah, in the form of me not breaking your hand for stealing my stuff. That's fair. Alright, I got one. Johnny Cash, Stevie Nicks, Dolly Parton. Oh, definitely Wedding Dolly. That's a no-brainer. I never liked Stevie's music, but I also don't want to bed Johnny.
Guys, can I take your dishes?
You can take my plate, but I'm still nursing the coffee. I'd feel too guilty killing Johnny, so wed Dolly, behead Stevie, then get really drunk to bed Johnny.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Are you guys playing Boink, Marry, Kill? It's wed, bed, and behead when you're in polite company, yes.
Oh, I could never get the hang of those games. How do you know you want to wed or bed someone unless you get to know them? And beheading them just seems mean.
Yeah, but if you use people you know, then the game gets dangerous. I have seen friendships and whole relationships destroyed over it. But on the other hand, it's helped other friends realize that they're queer, so that's fun.
Are they queer or are they just horny boys? Oh, leave the poor boy alone. Now, are you going to be making the Thanksgiving meals over at your church? Your wife invited me over for that. It'll be fun to be serving the food rather than getting it.
Oh, nah, I'm working the fire shift that day.
Aren't you the chief?
Yeah, but I don't like forcing others to take those shifts if I ain't willing to do it myself. In fact, my wife at the church, she ain't just feeding the homeless and hungry. She makes meals for folks like me, and nurses and doctors and customer service and other staff working holidays so they don't feel left out. And my workaholism is what inspired it.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And that's why I married her. Okay, I've got a gay addition.
Shoot.
Henry Cavill, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Benedict Cumberbatch.
You couldn't have added someone a little closer to my age range? Idris Elba, Ian McKellen? Sir Ian seems like a nice one. Bed Henry, wed Ben, behead Joe. Not even a little hesitation there? Look, I say this as a straight man who's never even thought about experimenting before. If Henry Cavill wants to tie me down and use his sexy Geralt voice on me, who am I to say no? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I feel totally confident saying that none of you are straight.